Hey Myles, yeah, Tactical Hyve. It is Sunday, so another video about competition shooting. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about positioning. It's something that a lot of beginners don't think about, so this is going to be very helpful if you're just getting into the sport. Welcome back to today's video. So we are going to talk about positioning, and what do I mean by that? A lot of beginners, when they enter a competition, they shoot the targets as they see them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But anyone who's done competition shooting for a while knows that if you set yourself up in a good position where you see a bunch of different targets, most of the time, generally speaking, it's going to be faster because you don't have to add a lot of movement. Now, what do I mean? To illustrate this, I've set up kind of this mini course of fire, and this little course of fire is just a very quick way to demonstrate what I'm talking about. So with this little course of fire, I have 4 targets. It is going to be that 6-inch plate on that wooden stick. It's kind of low. Then the plate on the plate rack, that one plate. That steel popper about maybe 12, 15 yards away, and that steel silhouette about 20 yards away. And we're going to start here in the middle. And the rules for this course of fire are that a shooter has to run to this area and then engage targets from this side. Okay, we're being very general here. This is, again, just to demonstrate what I'm going to be talking about positioning. But a shooter must go here to engage targets. How many targets is up to them, but they must go here. Then after this position, they can move to the center, and they have to make their way, in this case, I'm the shooter, I have to make my way across that stick to engage that last target. That last target, 20-yard target, must be taken last and after the stick. This is very fixed. This is something I'm just putting together to demonstrate positioning. So when the buzzer sounds, a beginner shooter will run to this position and usually will shoot the 2 targets that they can see, then move to the middle to engage that popper, then finally move here for the last target. So in essence, there are 3 positions. A more experienced shooter would cut those positions down to 2. Now you might be wondering, what am I talking about here? So what I'm going to do is we're going to turn on a GoPro from the sky, as well as I'm going to put a first-person view camera on me so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And through the cameras that we're using right now, that you're seeing me, you can see my position. And you'll know it'll make a lot more sense when you see the video. So this is the starting point. As I mentioned, what's going to happen is buzzer would sound. A beginner shooter typically is going to run over here, see those 2 first targets, and take these 2 shots. So as you can see, first person view, I can see the first 6-inch plate, then I go to the plate rack, and then right here I can't see the popper. So beginner is typically going to move to the center, take that popper from the center or on the move for someone a little bit more experienced, but a beginner is just going to stop here, take that shot, then run across this stick, and then take that silhouette. Whereas somebody with a more experience and who understands positioning will know that they can eliminate this center position by moving to a better position from the beginning. So here, when the buzzer sounds, instead of running close to the barrel here, I might go a little bit further up. But here now, from the end of this stick, I can see all 3 targets here. I can see the 2 plates. Then I can take that popper, as you can see, first person view, and if I wanted to, I could take that silhouette, but again, the rules of this course of fire are I have to now run. I can eliminate this position completely, so I can gain speed here, eliminate that position completely, run across, and then take that shot on the silhouette. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate this live so you can see what the time difference will be here. And you're going to notice that this is one of the reasons why a lot of the more experienced shooters, they can shave off a lot of time, or if you're a beginner shooter wondering, how do they go so fast, or how do they do that? They understand the positioning, and this is part of their stage plan. Okay, so I'm going to load and make ready. I have my eyes and ears here ready to go, and I'm going to first do this as a beginner would. I'm going to create 3 positions here, okay? And this is going to be on the buzzer. Okay, here we go. So that was a 6.29 at a comfortable pace. And I'm not trying to blaze through it or anything like that, but you're gonna see a big difference in the times because I'm not gonna stop here this time. Okay, so I was about here and I engaged the first 2 targets. Now I'm going to engage all 3 targets from a better position. So that was a 570, a noticeable difference saving time. As you can imagine, in a match, you're going to have a lot more opportunities to save time because there's going to be a lot more positions where you can put yourself or place yourself in an area where you can see multiple targets and eliminate positions. So what we're trying to do here is eliminate the number of positions we need to be in to engage targets. So here we eliminated 1 position. We went from 3 positions. A beginner would think that I got to go here to take these 2 shots. I got to go in the middle to take that popper, and then the 3rd position over here, right? We eliminated the middle position, so now we have 2. When you're at a competition and you're planning your stage, doing your stage walk, this is one of the things you should start to think about more. Where are you going to place yourself? And in that position, can you engage a lot of targets? Then you might ask yourself, after you have an initial plan, you might ask yourself, okay, what can I do to further cut down on the positions? Let's say in a stage you have 6 positions. You might go, okay, wow, okay, I'm going to see if I can cut it down to 5 or 4. And that will shave off a lot of time. This is just a general rule though. There may be certain times or stages where staying in one place to engage all targets may not be the best thing. It may not be actually be the fastest. Let me give you an exaggerated example where, let's say the buzzer sounds and there's these target arrays. Let's say right from the middle, if there were no rules, I could engage all 4 of these targets that we were discussing. But let's assume that they were really far. And let's say instead of that was a 20-yard target. This is just, again, I'm making this all up. It's a very exaggerated example. But let's say instead of that silhouette being 20 yards, let's say it was 100 yards away, right? And let's say I can't personally take that shot. Okay, it's a really hard shot for me. So yes, in terms of movement, I could shoot all 4 positions from 4 targets from 1 position, saving me time. I don't have to run. But now based on my capabilities, I can't hit that target. So I might spend more time trying to hit that target when it might be faster to run to maybe, a little bit closer and then shoot that target, okay? So it's just a general rule. Something to think about too is having a position where you can engage a lot of targets. You can look at this or think about this anywhere, in the beginning of the match, or I should say in any part of the stage, beginning of the stage, middle of the stage, end of the stage. One thing that a lot of shooters, and this is not a golden rule, a lot of more experienced shooters like to do also, is to ensure that they're ending in a position where you can engage a lot more targets, okay? This is something that they generally like to look for. So if I could end in this position, let's say this was the starting position, but now we're flipping it. If this was the ending position where I can engage 3 targets here, that would be a good ending position to be in because now I don't really have to move a lot. So that wraps up a basic positioning video. That's going to help a lot of the beginner competitors out there who have never really thought about this when stage planning. It is easy to take targets as they come, but as you begin to really get into the sport and you want to get better and faster and be a contender, you really need to take your stage walk and stage planning more seriously. So I hope this video helped. As always, if you liked it, please give us a thumbs up, leave some comments below, and if you want to see more videos like this and you aren't subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified. See you guys next week.